What's going on, everyone? We are back and ready for action. Hunter's still gone, and we're still riding the wave, baby. We got another episode of Around the Flywheel. Today is a fun one, something that we really feel passionate about to really help all businesses in the industry. It's around the topic of blogging. Why blogging is more important than putting just words on your website. Gentlemen, introduce yourselves and tell us why you're excited for today's topic.
What's up? It is Austin here. I am absolutely just laughing at Corey because he has not unbuttoned that top button of that suit. And so it is just, it is like puffing out like crazy. Oh, man. But I'm excited to be here talking about blogging, the value of blogging, and everything it can do to help your business. So, Jared, take it away.
Yeah, so I'm Jared. I'm the client success manager here at Dippidi, and yeah, I'm pumped to talk about it. You spend a lot of effort and energy getting people into your database, or you get referrals and you get them in your database, but that's like 5% of it, and the rest is like, how do you nurture them? How do you stay in front of them? How do you continue to provide value? And I think blogging is a great way to do that. So yeah, I'm excited.
We got heaters to start it off, gentlemen. If you guys follow our show, you recognize that we like to start it off with a fun fact around our topic. So let's get it right into it. Websites that also have a blog are shown to have what more index pages? What percentages of websites that have blogs increase the index pages by how much percent, gentlemen?
Oh, interesting.
What's your guesses?
I got to say, I mean, it's got to at least be getting your pages indexed. I'm going to say at least 200 to 250% increase in indexed pages if you have a blog on your website.
Now, can you break down, Austin, a little bit more about, like, for people that are a little unfamiliar with the term index pages, like what that could potentially mean and why that actually indeed can move the needle for them?
Yeah, it's essentially Google indexing would be like them. They have these things called website crawlers, right? And they're basically going throughout Google and finding content that is online and on the internet and trying to see, what words are on that page. And so, if you have a blog going out there and you're putting content on your website and consistently, then you're going to have that opportunity where the website crawlers are scattering there looking for different words on your website. And when they find things, they index it. So basically creating that little text listing that you might see on Google when you type in tips for cooking spaghetti. And then next thing you know, here's some blogs that you might see out there from different cooks or chefs or products that offer spaghetti, and they're going to say, here's 6 tips to find a best spaghetti recipe, and that little article was indexed so you could be able to see it.
I'm not gonna
Sounds
lie.
like you just want some spaghetti there, brother.
Yeah, I am a little hungry.
I'm not gonna lie. I make a bomb spaghetti.
Jared, I didn't get to hear your answer, brother. What'd you have for a percentage of increase?
I'm gonna go a little more conservative, man. I'm gonna go. Let's go 75% more, just for fun.
Weak.
I love it because I feel like when a lot of clients and business owners, when they talk to us, they always mention, like, what can I do to get started? And I know that's a lot of the questions we're going to uncover today, but I'm excited to dive right in there and really digest why blogs, to me, and in my personal opinion, can be that initial big impact without spending a lot of money on advertising. This can help you with, like Austin was talking about, indexing and getting people to your site because you're repeating this process. So let's hop right into our first question of the day, gentlemen. Why do you feel it is important to have a blog strategy for your business? I'll let you start out here, Jared.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of talked about it a lot already. I mean, the 2 reasons that come to my mind is, one, nurturing, providing value, educating your audience, becoming a source of knowledge, regardless of what the topics are. Tips on how to make spaghetti. Like, somebody is probably searching that, and you could populate, if you do it consistently enough, you could populate organically on Google, get people to your site, and become a source of knowledge for whatever industry you're in. And then the second reason is, well, that kind of ties both of my reasons together. One was going to be to provide value and nurture, like on social media with content and just education. And then organically, naturally, by doing that, you're helping your organic ranking on Google with your SEO, your keywords and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, Jared, you kind of nailed it on the head there. One thing it does is it helps you to have fresh content on the website for indexing, so search engines, not just Google, Bing, Yahoo, DuckDuckGo, whatever people are searching on, are able to have an avenue to find you, and so it helps with your discoverability. In a way to attract people to your website. And when you're making blog content that is relevant to your target audience, or at least complementary to your service or product, it helps to see if you can attract the right people to your brand and bring them to your website. The other thing is taking that content and doing something with it, not just letting it sit on your website, because that's putting that product on there. View the blog as a product. You're putting that product on the website, but now you have to drive traffic to it to increase the ranking of it, increase the relevancy of it. So when these search engines see it, they say, hey, somebody typed in tips to stage your home. This blog has a bunch of keywords on it about staging homes and tips for staging homes. And it drives a good amount of traffic, not just from waiting for Google to give you the traffic by its indexing, but maybe you're posting it on social media, and that helps drive that traffic to it to build the relevancy, to increase the ranking. So that way, when people organically search it, you're able to be discovered. So it's great for attracting the right people to your website and then helping you bring that traffic there so you can then take the next step in trying to figure out ways to convert that traffic into a lead, prospect, or a purchase sale on your product or service.
Yeah, you kind of bled it a little bit into our next question, which is, what are some effective ways to promote your blog and drive traffic to your site? You kind of touched on the organic presence and by having people index and crawl because you have consistent content. Is there other ways that people can really try to put their content to the right audience? Organic is great when it is organic, but how can we get that to, put some actual money behind it so we can reach our target audience? What are some of y'all's thoughts on that and effective ways that we can get traffic to our blogs?
Yeah, so I think there's a couple things you could do. Let's say you're running a Google PPC campaign or some type of marketing effort, whether it's Microsoft, Bing, or whatever. You can see which keywords are actually hitting and driving the traffic to your website, which would kind of hence be your audience, tips for staging your home, best ingredients for spaghetti, whatever it is. You can see the keywords that are actually hitting and driving the clicks and even down to the conversions if you wanted, and you can filter that data by like most clicks. And if you have 5 keywords that are driving the most clicks, you can then take those keywords and include it in your blog strategy and enrich your blog and your website content to be, those 5 hidden keywords. And you can do that month to month, quarter to quarter, year to year, and just continue staying relevant. You can look at Google Trends. Some other ways you can promote your blog is you can turn your blogs into video content and put it into an email marketing campaign. You can, instead of just posting your blog on social media, turn your blog into a video, talk about everything that you're talking about in the blog in video form, either run it as an ad or post it organically on social media, linking it to your website. So if they want to read more or learn more, and then lastly, I would say something that not a lot of people, I think about as far as like the SEO and indexing side is backlinking. So if you're highlighting restaurants and local businesses just to be kind of like a local expert and build kind of that location authority, you can reach out to these restaurants that you're highlighting and let them know that you're going to be highlighting the restaurant. Hey, we just did a blog on your restaurant. We would love for you to share it, and get them to tag it back to you, because that's going to help your organic and your presence on Google, Microsoft, DuckDuckGo, whatever you're doing, through backlinking. And you're only going to get that if they know that you're doing that. And the only way that they may know that is if you reach out to them to let them know that, hey, we highlighted your theme park, your restaurant, your business, whatever. So.
Love it. Yeah. So some other ways you can effectively promote it. One's going to be social media, and then 2 is going to be email marketing. And then, like Jared said, finding unique people that you can have actually backlink your blog. So if you have a restaurant that you highlighted, reaching out to them and asking them to not only allow you to link to their website, but also if there's anywhere on their website that they would like to post their own blog and then shout out that you did a publication on them and then link to your website. So it's creating different ways of creating a web to make it back to your website, which only helps your ranking on SEO when you're on these search engines, when you're trying to optimize for SEO. A big thing that I like is using these in email. And the reason I like it is because if you're using a CRM for your sales team, which if you're not, you should be, it helps you stay organized. And you can watch the episode on that. We talked all about it. I don't know if it was last week or the week before.
We'll backlink it.
We'll backlink it. Yeah, exactly. So what you can do, though, is you can set up tracking parameters so you can see when people are visiting your website. So let's say you generated a lead from a Facebook ad or a Google ad that got you like the lead's name, email, phone number, and they kind of like did a soft inquiry for some sort of content that you put out there, whether it was pricing, an ebook, whatever it may be. Well, the next step is you have to start reaching out to that lead to actually see their intention, learn, are they a qualified prospect that actually wants to do business with us? Or maybe it was somebody that just subscribed and was interested in the content you posted. But what happens is as you're reaching out with these leads, not all of them are going to answer the phone. Not all of them are going to respond back to the text. Not all of them are going to respond back to the emails. So they may go dormant and you may not know like, well, is this person really interested or not? But if you have a blog going out there and you're creating consistent content, you can take that blog and email it to your CRM database, and you can see all the people that opened that email. All right, so you had a subject line for the top things to do in Tampa, Florida, and that's the blog you made. They clicked it. They're obviously interested in knowing some of the things to do in Tampa, Florida. They then clicked the blog link within the email. You can see that as well. So now you can see that this lead that we generated 3 months ago has actually came back to our website to read our blog. Well, now you have something to talk about whenever you're reaching out to them. It doesn't have to be, hey, I saw you inquired about our pricing 3 months ago. It could be about the things to do in Tampa. Hey, Jim, I just saw that you reached out and read our blog on the things to do in Tampa. What'd you think of Armature Works? It's a pretty cool food hall that they built out there. Have you been yet? And have a conversation with this person just to build a relationship. So, I mean, there's multiple things you can do to squeeze the most you can out of just putting a blog on your website.
I love it. Now, in terms of people, like you guys hit on a lot of great stuff with backlinking, maybe sponsoring or featuring a local, hyper-local restaurant, things like that. What are some things that business owners can do on a consistent basis? Because I think they're hearing the value, right? There's value in everything with what blogs can do, but now it becomes a time question. Is there something that business owners or marketing managers, anybody that's trying to help the business get better organic presence, is there anything that they can do in terms of how they can time block and make sure that they're effectively creating the right type of content?
Gotcha. Like in terms of like maybe like coming up with the content ideas?
Correct. Yeah. What are some tips for creating high quality content consistently?
Okay. Gotcha. So, I mean, yeah, that's a big barrier a lot of people put themselves in, is trying to come up with, all right, I get it. I see the value of a blog and what the blog's job is to do. Now, what do I write about? Ultimately, there's so many different things out there that you could look into. Google Trends is a big one. Looking at what Google Trends is putting out there in terms of your industry. So if you're in the legal industry, you could look up different things going on in that industry. Are there new laws being put in place for lawyers? Are you a real estate agent and you want to see what's going on in the market? You can look up the different articles that other people are putting out there and try to get inspiration on a popular topic. So Google Trends to me is a great way to start, and the tool that I would recommend using to see what's going on, see what people are actually typing in, to be able to learn a little bit more about some content ideas.
Yeah, the only thing I'll add to that, as you're talking, Austin, I was thinking about like whenever we just went to like a sales seminar recently, and there was a phrase I learned. It's called don't spill your candy in the lobby. And I don't know if it applies exactly to this, but I'm going to go ahead and use it. I think Austin was talking about squeezing the life out of, your blogs and trying to get the most out of your investment in creating them, emails, newsletters, and all that. I think another tip you can do is like, don't try and do everything at once. Let's say and this is something I see a lot. People would do 5 things to do if you're visiting Central Florida. Well, instead of putting all 5 things, and this is more so for if you're getting started, once you grow and you have like a team and maybe you invest a ton more money and have the time, you may be able to grow into doing more stuff like that. But to get started and kind of scale your content, instead of putting all 5 things in one blog, space those out. You might be able to do 5 things to do at this one place and highlight the one place instead of all 5 places in Central Florida in one blog. You can take those 5 places and make them 5 individual blogs. And let's say you're doing a blog a week. You now have over a month, 5 weeks worth of content. Instead of taking that 5 weeks and putting it all into one blog, you can kind of spread that out, whether that's 5 things to do in Central Florida, 5 tips. Those are great and you can grow into those, but don't try to get everything out in just one blog. Like if you need to do it for that blog and it makes sense, sure. But if you can find a way to maybe turn it into a series and stretch it out so you don't get burned out or you don't burn out the content, I definitely would recommend, looking into doing that.
Yeah, I love it. That kind of really tied into our final question, which was, what is advice that you have for someone that's just starting out with blogging, and what pitfalls should they avoid? I think what you just mentioned, Jared, is a perfect one, is not try to tackle too much in one blog. Allow it to be separate pieces of content that you can then record certain videos for, that now can be short form, that now can be sent to the email database. I think one of the questions that I think of is, if they are starting, what is the word count they should be targeting? Is there such a thing as too much words, too little words? The substance is, it sounds like we could go hyper local, or we could be industry specific based upon what's happening in the market trends. But what are some things that you guys think in terms of word count? Does it need to be picture oriented, where there's pictures at everything? Like, what are some of the call out things that you would say, hey, hit these 3 points when you're creating blogs if you're brand new starting out doing this?
Yeah, I think that ultimately depends on your goal of the blog. If you're wanting to use it, because if you're doing this yourself and you want to remain consistent, start with small bites instead of big bites.
100%.
And so, you might have a 500 word count in the beginning, just so that way you can get some things going, have some consistency, build some SEO up. Larger articles, maybe like, it depends on the topic. It depends on the keywords that you're trying to put into the blog to determine like how many times this keyword needs to be in the blog, other keyword variations. It could be 2,500 words, but I say that to you and you're like, dang, I barely could do that. When I was in school, I dreaded writing that. So, I would say start with small bites and just get consistent, and you're going to get better over time. I would me personally, I'm going to start with small bites, maybe 500 to 750 words. And then I'm going to do exactly what you said, Corey. I'm going to use that video as either a script or a way for me to speak on the topic, because ultimately video is only going to help your blog. Imagine that you take this blog, 500 words, 750 words, but you then record a video of your perspective and you talking about the topic, and you embed that video at the top of the blog. One, people are going to come visit that blog, whether they do it organically. And what are they going to do? Chances are they're going to click that video. They're like, who is this goober in this freaking tuxedo? I got to see who this guy is. And they're going to hit play and they're going to want to see your perspective. And when they do that, they're going to get more time on your site on that one page, which is a ranking metric that helps build the ranking and relevancy of the blog. So you're bringing them to a 500, 750 word blog, but you got a 3-minute video. Well, now they're going to watch that 3-minute video and then potentially read the blog even further. You just kept them on your page longer and built up your ranking. So I'm going to start in small bites though. Start with getting the words on there, and then step 2, I would, instead of increasing my word count, I'm probably actually going to go make a video as step 2 and embed it into the website.
That's amazing. That's amazing stuff. And I think a big takeaway there is just start. Bite-sized pieces, 500 words, shoot, 250 words, whatever you got to do to start, not burn yourself out and don't get overwhelmed. I mean, something we haven't really hit on is like the strategy of it is like put a strategy session in place once a month with your team and kind of plan out the next quarter. Know kind of the topics you're going to be hitting on. And Corey, you talked about pictures. You can go to the restaurant or the place that you're going to be highlighting if it's something hyper local, and take some pictures with your iPhone, throw them in there. That'll kind of drag out that blog a little bit. So now those 250 words or 500 words, it feels like 1,000 words because you were able to kind of throw pictures in the middle of the paragraph. Then you add the video up at top. But I mean, even if it's as simple as a quick headline and 500 words with nothing extra in it, no backlinking, that's fine to get started. So I think that's the biggest takeaway there is just don't overthink it. You can grow into all these things, the backlinking and all this crazy keyword stuff that we're talking about. You can grow into that, but the main thing is just start.
Great stuff there, Jay. I'm getting blown up here with all of our viewers asking exactly, they're blowing me up. Like, what does Jared's sign mean back there? So if you could just give us a quick definition of your math teacher, that'd be great.
Wait, that doesn't one doesn't equal 6?
No, what are you like? You're like Russell Crowe from A Beautiful Mind, and you're just like,
I don't want to be too. I don't want to be too serious. So, but I guess I'll explain what it is. So essentially, I've been thinking. This has been crossing my mind a bunch. Like, I don't know why I felt inspired. I have a new book coming out January 1st, January 16th, 1/16/2024. Make sure you copy it. It's called 1 + 1 = 6. Quick plug. But no, it's like, especially in our in the industry of like real estate, small business, like lead generation, CRM management, one lead plus one lead obviously equals 2 leads. And it kind of, actually, we did not plan this. It kind of ties into this whole nurturing and blogging thing we're talking about. Like, if you do all the extra steps to nurture and build those relationships, those 2 deals can turn into referrals. And if that 1 lead plus 1 lead, if each of those leads send you 2 people, those 2 leads, 1 + 1, could turn into 6 deals. So it's kind of back there as like, just a reminder and, I don't know, conversation starter, I guess.
I love it. I love it. It did a good job because I had no idea what it meant. I like it.
Yeah. Jack from Missouri just said you're goated for that. So
appreciate you, Jack.
Oh gosh. No, and to be honest with you, anybody watching this that does need help, this is a service we offer at Dippidi. So if you're wanting to have like a weekly blog go out, we brainstorm all the topics for you. We look at the industry you're in. We look at, are you somebody that, for instance, in real estate, you're going to need to have real estate related blogs. You're going to need to also have hyper local blogs highlighting businesses, because in that specific industry and in real estate, you need to be the local mayor. You need to be a local resource, right? If you're in legal or insurance or whatever industry you may be in, we brainstorm around those topics and try to find the ones that are, people are actively searching for and actively looking up. We can help write those, create branded graphic designs for the featured images, and then put those onto your website. The next step of that we like to do with people is also setting up a Facebook and Instagram remarketing campaign. So that way you can nurture your database, use this blog to attract new people to your website, or also retarget people who visited your website so you continuously stay in front of them and stay top of mind. So in the event that's something you're interested in, we'd love to schedule a demo with you guys, schedule a discovery call, and learn a little bit about your situation, what you're wanting to accomplish, because we would love for the opportunity to help out. And it's a pretty affordable package. You're going to get, 1 blog a week with those graphic designs. And it's like, I think $500 a month to be able to constantly have fresh content coming out with collaboration in the topics and what you're wanting to have. So it's a little bit different than other solutions out there that are just kind of loading your site with content. You actually have somewhat of a say-so in the creative control, which I think a lot of our clients that use it really, really enjoy. So schedule a discovery call with us.
Love it. And as we kind of finish the episode here, everyone, let's take a look at our fun fact and trivia question. The question was, websites that also have a blog are shown to have blank more index pages. Do you guys remember your guesses at all, or you completely forgot?
I said like 250%.
I think I said 75%.
Yeah. The answer is 434%
Wow. Yeah.
increase.
Way off.
Yeah. Look at
Well,
that.
you can tell I'm not good at math, so.
So you can see nearly, just shy of 500% increase of traffic to your website, just strictly off of having a blog piece of content, whether that is, like we talked about throughout the entire show, a hyper-local piece of content, a industry-specific, something around your business or something in your community could drive your business 500% getting the traffic to you.
Not traffic, indexed. So view that as like an impression almost, in a sense. You're going to get more opportunity for impressions.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Let me make sure that I'm the only guy on the camera now. Okay, there we go.
The mic is yours.
Well, perfect, guys. That concludes another great episode of Around the Flywheel. Drop some comments below if there's certain topics you guys would love us to cover. We're always trying to find stuff that is changing and evolving in the marketing spectrum, but we try to find the things that we know you guys have a lot of questions on, whether that's Google, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, old days, Vine. If you got questions about PayPal, we can try to help you out, but please feel free to shoot some questions, comments, and things that we can cover. And you guys have a fantastic day. This concludes Around the Flywheel, episode 6000.
Corey, you got a Chipotle stain on that collar.
No, I don't, but I do have the official napkin. Right.
He was ready for it.
Hey, we gotta pay. You gotta get paid for product placement on that. We gotta get paid for.
We'll get our Photoshop guy. Have a good one, guys. Thank you.
See ya.